Hello there. Thank you so much for joining us on Joy Asanye Live. It's wonderful and always a pleasure to know that you're right there watching us and appreciating some of the content that we churn out all the time. For you, today is Wednesday, and for some who already follow the program, you know, is Eduvention Day, where we get to talk about the concept of Eduvention, breaking it down to several facets of life and how it is relatable to you, so that you can be eduventionally compliant and ensure that you're living your best life. And of course, Dr. James Komolafe is right here in the studio as our Eduvention coach. Thank you so much for being part of the program. He is the Chief Consultant, SAPA Resources. Thank you.
Thank you so very much. Good to be here on Joy Asanye Live and with the Eduvention Joy Asanye herself on this compelling TV series on Eduvention. And today it's another big one there, that Eduvention has everything to do with problem solving.
And that's where we are focusing on today's edition, problem solving, Eduvention and problem solving. So first of all, for those who have not been following Eduvention, the concept of it, maybe you give us first a lighter and quick...
Eduvention is an amalgam of two words. Education plus intervention delivers Eduvention, meaning know something, grow something, showcase that thing you have known and grown for a solution out there. The essence of learning, whether private or public, formal or informal learning, even skill, acquisition, and what have you, is to solve a problem, is to meet a need. So your capacity to know something and use it as a basis to solving problems is Eduvention. So no knowledge is ever in isolation.
No knowledge is ever in isolation.
That's what Eduvention 101 says. You must know in order to apply, and that solves problems.
Right. Some of us actually have gotten so much knowledge in certain fields, and you see us not actually applying it to solve societal problems. What would Eduvention cause such?
In African setup, you see, except for now, the more the paper qualification mounting up. I have PhD in this, I have 3 masters in this, and you are jack of all trade and still master of none. So in Eduvention culture, we say, oh, that's good. Bring all your paper qualification. We have an instrumentality by which, a framework of course, by which we'll put your paper qualification on one side and the other one, what are your potential variables? What do you have inside? What are you passionate about? Who are you by personality? When we mingle your personality, who you are, with your potential, what you have, we hit your production lane. And with that, we now reconcile.
I don't know if you can say that again.
Yes.
If you mingle.
If we mingle, 3 P's are critical if you are solving problems.
Right.
So education is critical. Knowing who you are is number 1, which is your personality. We want to know you in total. Spirit, soul, and body, mental, emotional, physical, and spiritual. We want to know who you are by features and personal characteristics. That's your personality. And then, having known you by that holistic health concept, we want to know your strength concept, which is your potential. So where you have the variable, your personality, and the variable, your potential, mixed together, it gives you your production. And in production, you create goods and services, not just for yourself, but to meeting the needs of people around, of the society. So it's not enough accumulating certificates and all of that. It's good. Add knowledge to knowledge. These are the days where you relearn, offlearn, and unlearn.
Exactly.
And when you are doing that, don't just do it for the sake of accumulating knowledge. Knowledge should translate to wisdom,
right.
and impact
Right.
that brings relevance. And you are never relevant, Joy, until you meet a need and solve a problem.
And solve a problem. Now, I remember some people would always say, I was a child that could never say what my discipline in future would be, what problem I can usually solve. And so you find yourself all over the place. Now, when we talk about Eduvention and problem solving,
Yes.
there are several problems, of course. There's always going to be several problems. How do you know which one is your path as an individual?
Wow, good question, Joy. You see, in the contemporary world out there and contemporary school learning environment, we go to school. In the real sense of a school,
It goes through you.
should go through us and come out of us. In the real sense of it. So it's one thing for you to go to school and to be open to options in life and opportunities, so that you can now opt for what syncs with you, what signs in with you. You see, if I tell you the trajectory of my own journey, you'll be shocked.
I remember you have a bank history.
A bank history. Today I'm operating like a medical doctor and even treat some medical doctors in my critical field of cognitive behavioral therapy, where we check up
From the
neck up in order to ascertain that you are good neck down, and when you are good neck down, you will be great leg forward. Now, how do I come about this cliche?
And here I am getting in real life.
You are getting educationally compliant each passing week.
Exactly.
That is how it should be. It's a contagion that you come close to Eduvention, you just begin to be culturally eduventional in all your approaches. Because you see, Eduvention says, look at this thing. Where is your own contribution? What can you do to raise it, to raise the game? So when you are eduventionally cited and positioned, you know what you see? In every overtures, you see contribution. You see what you can do. You see how you can make it better. What people call problems, they are opportunities for you.
For you.
To just glide and to shine. That is Eduvention for you. It says, but you can do something.
So how do I know this is my path? I don't
Great.
have to solve
Number
the
one,
entire problems of the
it
world.
signs in with you. You can't be everywhere. You are not Jesus Christ. He's omnipotent. You are not God. So you have a niche, what we call niche. And your niche is a function of basically three things. Your persona, your potential, and that which gives opportunity for these two to find expression. It's your niche, where you are in your original you as the best version of yourself.
Right.
Somehow, even if it is trial and error at first, somehow you hit the jackpot. Life, what comes around does what? Goes around. So as you find a place, in order to identify your space, keep going around. Somehow, something will sign in, and you know, this is where I belong. I was a banker, like I told you, for years, until I just discovered that something was choosing me from the inside, based on realities on the outside. So it's not just about going to university, choosing courses, oh, what is trendy now, oh, ICT, good, great, necessarily. But you still have to veer into what is choosing you, because what is choosing you makes you original.
Original, exactly.
What is choosing you brings out your best and your full self, where you don't fake it in order to make it. That's where you find
gliding. It becomes very natural.
You are joyfully Eduventional.
Okay. I like to think journalism is my niche.
You see, I was sitting in a bank doing debiting and crediting, but my heart kept going to human needs and solving problems. And I felt no. Although the money was coming in, but that doesn't really give me the fulfillment I want. So achievement, Joy, is a different ball game from fulfillment. What is an achievement? You set up a goal for yourself and you attain it. Oh, that's an achievement, but it's a different ball game that you are fulfilled. You can achieve a set goal, and yet your heart tells you, your mind tells you, is that all about you? And there are more to you. How about this? How about that? So I think we should come to the round table with ourselves first, and then confer and say, what is choosing me? What do I wake up to think about?
Exactly.
What is the reality around my own space?
Exactly.
Where do I want to flow? If a spring, perchance, just breaks out of this ground, do you know, irrespective of all the contours and whatever, it will find its path and navigate its way.
Yes.
That's how life is when you are eduventionally compliant. You just discover that there is a flow in your inside,
exactly,
bubbling out, seeking avenues, windows of opportunity. And while you manifest who you are, you find tributaries. People join in, people say, wow, I like your style. I like the way you do this. I like that. Oh, I've been looking for something like this. And people begin to connect to you because you find expression. Right. So where are you finding expression? Eduvention says it is where you are finding expression, that is where you can pitch. And if you pitch from there, people are going to need what you have. Find out where your market is, and then display your wares from the inside to the outside. And you solve problems.
Now, when Eduvention says be in the present, what does it mean?
Wow, that's a key thing. Very congruent in Eduvention. You have to be in the now.
In the now.
Now in three perspectives. One, now as having to do with what you carry inside that must carry you outside. As you see my body now, there is a bone that is sustaining this trunk.
Of course.
Inside. You don't get to see it outside, but the effect is seen outside. So what is that thing carrying you and powering you, your inertia on the inside? You must walk in that consciousness. That's presence, one. And then presence number two means understand your status now, where you are and how you got there, the good, the bad, and the ugly, so that you'll be able to do what we call pivoting. When you understand presence, it's so easy for you to pivot. Where
that's grow. That's
you plant yourself somewhere, and from there,
you blossom.
You blossom. Oh, wow, I like that one. That's eduventionally compliant language. You just blossom, and once you blossom, you see you make an attraction, a worthwhile game and venture in eduvention. So very vital. You plant yourself, and you just flourish from there. You are observing the rule of presence. You are present, and then presence means your capacity to use emotionally compliant eduvention strategy to contact people and connect with them in situ. What do I mean? How do I mean? Oh, okay, so thing is happening here. This is the question I find on ground. This is the answer I have at hand. That is eduvention. You are present, eduventionally speaking, when you can identify with a situation on ground for a solution at hand. And strategy brings the two together. So 3S delivers your I in eduvention culture.
Wow. 3S delivers your I
in eduvention culture. Otherwise, you are somebody, you are a quack.
You're a quack. Well, we'll go for a short break. It's time to go for a short break. We're still discussing eduvention, and today we're focusing on solving problems. We'll be right back to discuss more. This is still Joy Asonye Live.
now wrapping up the day. Unwind with the reminiscence of the day's news from home and abroad with Kaftan TV 7 p.m. news.
Good to have you join us on Kaftan News at 7.
Nigerians are living in up to 5%. Our young people, we propose the Harmony Symphony.
It's good to have you join us on Kaftan TV News at 7.
We found that the 10 naira tax was actually
Welcome back from that very short break. We're still discussing Eduvention and problem solving, and we've taken the conversation to the 3S
and one I,
and that delivers an I. That is the situation, solution, and strategy. Dr. James Komolafe is still here with us, talking very passionately, of course, like he always does, about Eduvention. But let's talk about this 3S and one I.
In Eduvention problem solving strategy, you look at 3S that delivers your I. First S, situation analysis. What is the situation on ground? If you are talking presence in Eduvention, the first point of call is the situation on ground that you want to address. Eduvention says, what is it? Look at it, observe it in its shapes and sizes, so that you can now look at the solution you have at hand, not in the head. That is education. Now, Eduvention says the education you have in the head, in the brain, bring it to the hand. As a tool to solving problems. So the second S is solution at hand.
Solution
it's
at
handy. You can hold it, and anything you can hold, joy, you can maneuver it.
Okay.
You can use it. You can manipulate it to your own advantage. And then the third S is your capacity to join the situation on ground with the solution at hand through the required strategy. So strategy in the immediate, in the intermediate, and in the long run. When you apply strategy, so you have 3S for your intervention to happen.
Right.
You are not intervening if you don't find the 3S. On very many occasions, people find 1S.
Sometimes it's
And complain.
strategy, no solution.
No solution. They just complain. You see problem on ground. That is your opportunity to become a millionaire and thousandaire, depending on the currency. But you just see it, I reject it, not my portion. And then hunger is an advanced course. And call hunger 807.
807. You have it has numbers.
When you are in university, your undergraduate courses, 201, 301, you graduate at 400 level. But when you come for a master's program, it's not 400, 500, 600, 700, 800 to 800. So hunger belongs to that category in the Eduvention school. So if you withhold your hand and you see problem and run away, you are not eduventionally savvy. And so hunger, it's an advanced course you have to take compulsorily, and you must pass it to graduate to your next level. Do people even understand that the whole concept of strategy? Yes.
Because sometimes we just let life happen. We don't sit back.
That's building castles in the air. Life does not just happen. You have to create the life you want to see. And that's the whole idea of Eduvention. Eduvention says, okay, James, you do have a solution. Where is it an intervention? Look for it. Mountain is not coming to you, go to the mountain. Find the mountain and climb it. Because you know, when you get to your own mountain, life becomes a natural consequence. Things begin to happen to your own advantage. But sitting down at home, yanking prayer only, hunger is the next thing you will see. So you pray, you plan, and then get up to play your role. Very critical. You need to network.
Play your role.
Network. You need to call people. Call people. showcase what you have.
have.
Demonstrate your knowledge to solving problems. Grammar doesn't sell except it is a value for somebody. And so you have anything, and you see anything you have can sell joy. Eduvention says you have something, you can sell something. Somebody needs what you have. Somehow, somewhere, find it and locate it and then use it.
What do you mean, or what does the Eduvention culture or concept mean by engage your neck up correctly?
Wow, that's the Eduvention slogan. Do your hand like this. You're watching us, everybody do like this. Anytime you do your hand like this, it means three things in Eduvention.
Right.
One, you are intentional.
You are intentional.
Two, you are deliberate.
Okay.
And then three, you are present.
You're present.
So do your hand like this. Say after me. We must check up from the neck up.
Okay. We must check up from the neck up.
In order to be good neck down.
In order to be good neck down.
And when I am good neck down,
and when I'm good neck down,
I will be great leg forward.
I would be great leg forward.
So why do you need to check up from the neck up? What are the components in the neck up? The ear, how you hear it. It must be eduventionally compliant, audibly. The mouth, how you say it.
Okay.
You must package it in such a way that it will be conversationally, eduventionally compliant. How you say it, how you see it. You must have that bird's eye view that is eduventionally compliant. How you think it. Think solution. Don't just think problem. See solution, even in situation. Hear solution in tragedy, in troubles, and all of that. So everything neck up is an incentive in Eduvention. You can use them, you can devolve them to do your service and to bring in the complements you need in order to solve problems. So it is your capacity to put all of those complements together to meeting a need that makes your neck up very relevant. And when you are not good neck up, I can assure you, eduventionally speaking, you will be irrelevant neck down. You'll be stalled. You will be stagnated and you'll be stunted. You won't know where to face. You won't know what to do. You sit down folding your hand on Monday morning with a first class certificate. Eduvention says poverty is your neighbor and your acquaintance. So
because you must conceive an idea
you
first.
must conceive something, and the woman who conceives must of necessity at the right time deliver. So what solution are you delivering? There are messiahs in your womb, eduventionally speaking, that you must deliver to save people, save culture, save projects, save situations. Don't sit down complaining. You are not eduventionally conscious. You are suffering eduventional insomnia. You see, you are just absent-minded.
Right.
You're just looking at, what can work, what cannot work. No, plug into yourself. Sit down and think and reason and find out. So the object of concentration is not even first and foremost out there.
Right.
It is in here where you conceive it in order to deliver it. I'm yet to see a baby that is delivered and was not nursed or nurtured.
Or nurtured, right.
Even a mad woman who gives birth by the roadside finds
the need to
somehow
finds the need to nurture his baby.
And some of those babies are first class brains. Why? Because there was a conception, proper conception and delivery. So what are you conceiving? What are you conceiving? Yes, you have a very good degree and all of that. What can that degree do?
Exactly.
Otherwise, it will just degrade you out of some. You see, some certain degrees are actually degrading.
Degrading.
Yes, eduventionally speaking.
Some degrees are degrading.
They are degrading.
I would like to understand.
Yes. I made a first class. I have second class upper. I have distinction in this and that. And then you now want to build fence. and build honor, accolade around the fact of that entitlement without turning it to an empowerment instrument to helping others, finding the bridge to climb to their next level, without knowing how to churn out resources and resourcefulness through those degrees, then you are degraded in your degrees, because instead of appreciating, you remain stagnated on the same spot. And instead of what you have within powering your trips and your journey is the certificate, like we did in those days.
Exactly.
When I left school in those days,
In your
banks,
excitement,
in
right?
my excitement, even if you read BA SNE, you are running to Lagos. There's one merchant bank or commercial bank that is just how to pick you once you come out of the university. So I carried my own certificate too
And often
and ran down to Lagos. There was no street I didn't comb. I combed Broad Street, Narrow Street, and all kinds of streets. Nothing for me, because I was eduventionally oblivious. You can walk in oblivion eduventionally. Despite my good certificate at hand, I was running from street to street. You see, how to write application became a kind of a stereotype on my brain, that once I pick a pen like this, until I put the final full stop and sign, everything I would say was already in me. Why? Because the framework of my brain was uneduventional. And so when you live your life that way and you just wait for things to happen and you see and you don't create happenings, then you are not eduventional in your approach. So very vital. Please, the first point of call is you.
the first point of call is you.
Who am I? What capacity
Do I have?
do I have? Whether I built it or I created it or it was donated to me, you just must have something. Otherwise, something will have you. You are not doing something, something is doing you. So Eduvention says, hey, plunge into yourself and bring out virtues and values without the vices. So 3V comes to the fore. You pull up your values, for which you do value creation, solving problems. And then put the good virtues around it: character, charisma, discipline, enthusiasm, relationship, build networks, and all of that. When you concentrate on these two, your vices will be silenced.
Your vices will be
Every
silenced.
man has a vice
Of course.
in himself, because life is the good, the bad, and
the
the
ugly.
So when you concentrate on your value word and create your own mission statement and you hit the ground running, you are eduventional.
Right. I mean, in Eduvention, you often say that there must be harmony between your head, your hand, right, and your heart.
Very critical.
So how do we achieve this harmony when sometimes external factors may want to come in and Eduvention does not allow for complaint? So how do you achieve this harmony?
Harmony is critical in every eduventional strategy or venture or project. And what is the place of harmony? Where you can unite your conviction with your condition, where the thoughts in your head meets and harmonizes
your heart.
with the conviction of your heart, in order for the condition of your hand to package it. So you create it with the heart, you manage it with the mind, and package it with the hand. And then you find harmony. And how do you know joy? When you are eduventionally compliant or eduventionally harmonious. One, you have inner peace. You are just happy and content. Even when you have not seen the full version of your endeavor, you are just happy that you are on track. Something tells you within you
that this is
just it. You are apt for what you are doing. Just keep going on. Then two, you gain momentum. that natural tendency and capacity to keep on keeping on even when it is least expected is momentum. There's what we call eduventional momentum. You gain it. And once you gain it, even when you meet by circumstances and situations that say, hey, here comes a brick wall, you simply glide over it.
Right.
And take your flight to another level altogether because you are eduventional. Now, eduvention says see the end even from the beginning. So you are very objective, you are very passionate, and you see, once we baptize you into this cult called Eduvention, your passion becomes a natural consequence to follow suit.
Right.
Because we capture your whole persona and potential. Then passion will say, why am I staying here? If it's a yes for persona and it's a yes for potential, for me too it's a yes. So your passion is activated to work for you and not against you. So very vital. Those are some of the issues. So it is an issue with the neck up. And you are good neck up, your sense of judgment is good, then you will be good neck down, because you will take the right decision, your motivation will be supported, and then you can venture into things either directly or indirectly. And things will just begin to fall into places for you. Why? Because you are able to connect. And just, let me also tell you that once you find that eduventional harmony within your persona on the inside, you know what happens? You tap into the frequency in the universe. Exactly. And once you connect to that, wow, the sky becomes your stepping stone. Things begins to flow together to make everything to work good for you and your venture, because you are not only finding alignment within you, you are also finding the right frequencies with which to connect with the energies of the universe, and the God of the universe backs you up, and that is what some people call favor. So favor is a result in Eduvention.
Right.
It's not just a prayer.
It's a result.
It's a result. You can walk yourself into favor.
Like we often hear, you know, there's been that conversation around what is favor and what is grace and what is hard work that brings about. But you're just telling us now that favor is a consequence of hard work.
It's a consequence of hard work. And you say, not just hard work, smart work.
Right.
Eduvention. Strategic work, because you say, there are some areas Eduvention will say press hard, but don't press for long. Maybe one off. And then there are some areas Eduvention will say
put both your head and feet.
Put everything and borrow other feet.
and
in order to scale, you borrow other feet. And then you amplify result. So Eduvention says that. So it's not just, I'm laboring hard, I'm working hard. You can work hard and not achieve.
It's like being in a treadmill. You're going absolutely nowhere. But lastly, let's talk about the fact that you say avoid pollution in your own package upwards to manage downwards. That concept, what does it mean?
When you are not eduventionally compliant, you will borrow some certain ideologies and philosophies that won't produce for you, that will placate you and plunge you into stagnation. And that's a pollution. When you don't follow your personal conviction for all that you want to do and all that you can do, and you are following up with the Joneses, you want to be like others, you want to be a copycat. Copy will never look like original.
True.
So be yourself. Find out yourself. And that's why on this platform we are offering for free. Everyone who wants to be eduventionally compliant. As an individual, as a home, you can test yourself for Eduvention. As a business unit, as an organization, we're going into places now, moral, spiritual, and whatever, entrepreneurial, to check for Eduvention qualities and properties. Otherwise, you run in circles. There are so many things behind the book, beyond the book, that meets the eye that you must put in. I hope you know the factors of production are not only land, labor, capital. That's old cliche. You are not eduventionally compliant.
If you focus on just these factors.
You focus on these four. I'm sorry, you won't see result. And that's why churches are packed full now. Monday morning we are doing deliverance because business is not prospering. Some demons are behind it.
And then we've forgotten that we have to go back to basics to ensure that our business is
You see now, you have to do the right thing the right way and then solve problems. I'm yet to find one who is a problem solver and is not eduventionally compliant. You have to be compliant, otherwise
irrespective of religious inclination.
It has nothing to do with religion. As you are hungry, hunger doesn't know religion. No.
Doesn't know tribe.
Thirst doesn't know religion. Appetite doesn't know religion. So it's not a religious ball game. It's just a natural phenomenon that says whether you go school or school go to you, stand up in order to stand out. Check up, neck up. In order to be good, neck down. And when you are good neck down, Joy, you'll be great leg forward. You will go to the right place for the right reason and meeting with the right people. See, in finality, I'm here to see a passionate believer of Eduvention culture who is not prosperous, who doesn't find his niches and build a critical nexus. You won't find one. Put fire here, it will burn and spread and create an impact around its own area network. So is Eduvention. You can see me burning in the fire passion of Eduvention. Why? Because I'm a believer, strong believer in Eduvention, that everything I know must translate to solution. And that's why my name, Komolafe, means the one who teaches children.
Oh, wow.
Either the children of God or children of men. So once I fulfill that eduventionally, I'm happy. My day is
I think my name is Joy, and eduventionally you have to be joyful.
You see, except that we have to subject that joyfulness to some eduvention quotient,
right,
and see whether you are pitching well and that your structural deviation is no more than 2, and then we check your trend analysis to be sure that it is on a compelling note. So very vital. These are all the issues we talk around Eduvention. We look at you facts, we look at you figures, we look at you fulfillment, finality, and all of those funds you are catching in order to make the fund available. So very critical. Eduvention solves problem.
Eduvention solves
problem. So find a problem you are born to solve.
Wow.
Now.
Thank you so much. We really have run out of time, and that's a beautiful last statement. Eduvention solves problems. So find a problem that you can solve. Everyone has within himself that ability to solve a problem. Dr. James Komolafe, I always look forward to this Eduvention because it balances what we do here on Joyous in Life when we concentrate so much on politics.
So the free gift is out for grabs.
Right.
Just put my name on Google and get my number, James Komolafe, and the number is 08035 999 220.
Right. Say that again a bit slow at this time.
080
okay
35 999 220. I'm going to send you a free incentive for you to check up
from the neck up
in order to be good neck down, so that you can be great leg forward.
Dr. James Komolafe, thank you so much. We've been discussing with him. He is the chief consultant, SAPA Resources. Again, he will be back with us on Wednesday, hopefully, for another insightful and packed up Eduvention edition. My name is Joy Asanye, thanking you for being part of today's edition and wishing you a restful evening.